Hey, what is going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Rage, and we are back today with a quick update with respect to the data mines. Now that we have some additional information on what's happening with Blastaar and his respective trials event that's coming up very quickly here, guys. Again, nothing that's really confirmed in the data mines because things have been always obviously added in early in advance, but everything does suggest here now with the information that we have is that it can be as soon as next week, coming right up here. So first and foremost, in case you guys missed this in the past as well, remember, they've been adding these teasers along the way, and that's why we've been able to see some information in the data mines to signal his coming trials event. But you can start off here at the very top left, his Age of Annihilus Chapter 2. Remember, this is how, Quasar and his trials event was actually introduced initially as well, and we knew that it was coming up really quickly. But you can see, they give you a little bit of a plot background here, and you just click on the arrows to the right. They'll talk about building up these Conqueror teams. So you can see Chapter 2 Legendary is going to specialize in Cosmic Crucible offense. And obviously having Blastaar is going to be very key. But as well, it mentioned, and this is where the data mine files get updated to reflect this, right? Fantastic Four MCU, Hellfire Club, and 2 upcoming teams do form the Conquerors. But with the first version of this, they're not going to obviously include some of these other upcoming teams. But they do talk about what we can use in the meantime. Then they'll talk about the Insidious 6, obviously being the next team here that's being released currently in state, just to promote that. And then as well, Phantom Rider Battle Pass exclusive. And then lastly, this is the most important information here in my honest opinion, which is talking about the actual event itself. So, number 1, upgrade your team. So upgrade your Conquerors to prepare for this event, including Fantastic Four MCU, Hellfire Club, Quasar, and Blastaar. Useful information, but not helpful in the sense that we didn't know really how this is going to be broken out. If you recall with Quasar's event, we started things off with Vigilante, and then the next section allowed us to use Thunderbolts. And then if you had the Accursed team and obviously Fantastic Four, you can use them in the final section. But if this event is similar to what we've seen with Quasar, you don't necessarily need to have all the teams built up to maximize the rewards. What's important here to note is that you can see in the far right, complete the Invasion event leaderboard to earn Blastaar shards and red stars. So we don't know if maybe his red stars are going to be gated competitively or if they're actually going to get included as part of milestone rewards, which we kind of saw with Quasar, right? That's why there was not really a need to stress and build up every single team that was released as part of Chapter 1 because, well, guess what? You could just get all the 7 yellow stars and reds completely free to play by just ensuring that you were able to min-max some of these teams. And because of that, we didn't build up Cursed. And then obviously skipping to Fantastic Four, we need them in Arena. But if we needed to cross that bridge, we would have been ready. But the challenge here was not really knowing, how that was broken out. And now we do have some information in the data mine. So this is awesome to see. But in case you guys aren't aware, though, remember, Blastaar is going to be benefiting the most out of this. So I would highly recommend you guys starting to build him up because he is going to benefit the most. He's going to have synergies with all the other characters and teams, as we kind of saw with Quasar. Remember, he was categorized as a Vigilante, Thunderbolt, Accursed, and as well as Fantastic Four team member. So he benefited the most. His investment was awesome, and obviously him being usable in Age of X for the Cosmic Hero section was just, for me, that last kind of touch point to bring him up all the way to Gear to 20. And I suspect Blastaar is going to be very similar in that respect, right? He's going to have a lot of value. He is going to be very important. I haven't personally built him up because I haven't needed his offense in Crucible. But now that we know that this event is right around the corner, and like I said, very likely to be next week, probably see some sort of blog confirmation this week, so be on the lookout for that, guys. This would be the time to start preparing and start getting him into battle shape here, if you guys haven't already, right? For myself, I could start ranking him up and obviously increasing his level overall. But guys, let's talk real quickly here about those breakdowns and what those nodes are going to look like now that we have some additional information. So as you can see, the verbiage here, a new legendary cosmic force does arrive. Power up Conqueror characters for all nodes on difficulty 4 and plus. So that seems to be the one where difficulties 4 and above are going to specifically require that trait. And then anything below, if you're newer to the game and just wanting to partake and obviously be a part of the event, well, that ultimately is going to be, up to you in terms of what you can actually feasibly accomplish on your account. Let's talk about the breakdown now, though. This is going to be very useful for you guys here. So it looks like there's going to be 3 different sections broken out. And keep in mind, which each version of how this event gets run, they can revise this. But this looks like to be the first version anyways of the initial event here for Blastaar. So initially, we are going to be using Hellfire Club in addition to Blastaar for the first component. And then you follow that up here with Fantastic Four MCU combined with Hellfire Club and as well as Blastaar. And then lastly, Fantastic Four MCU in addition to Blastaar, and we even get Quasar at the very, very end here, guys. So once again, Quasar having value. You've already invested in him. It's going to be awesome to see. Hopefully there's going to be a few more nodes in just the one section that we can take advantage of that. But it does mean now, guys, that the most important team likely here is going to be a mixture here of your Hellfire Club with Fantastic Four. It's going to be interesting to see, guys, if there's going to be some theory crafting opportunities where we may not have to build up Fantastic Four, all of them to the max, right? For example, let me just show you this, right? I've already made this known on my channel as well, but the only thing I really cared about with the Fantastic Four is that I always focus on my arena meta. And for me personally, if it doesn't really make sense to build up all 5, I'm not going to do that. Just how I manage my roster and min-maxing it. But you'll see Franklin Richards, Invisible Woman, and Mr. Fantastic. They're built up as high as they possibly could because they're part of my arena team right now. And thankfully, their shards are farmable in the antimatter store. But I'm leaving the Thing and the Human Torch on standby because I do believe there's going to be some opportunities here where we can obviously bring in Blastaar, but as well, that means we only need to essentially slot in one more Hellfire Club member to fill that mode. And remember, this is a team that we need respectively for raids. Sebastian Shaw officially being farmable as well in antimatter, but this is what I would start building up, guys. They're going to be very important. We'll be needing at least 1 or 2 of these members if Blastaar doesn't cut it, which highly unlikely. But the good news is there's a lot of plug and play characters that we can actually bring in here. So I suspect it's probably going to be a mixture here of Sebastian Shaw with Azazel or Rachel Summers, depending on the matchups we see. And heck, even a character like Emma Frost, where her passive impact on speed is always appreciated regardless of the battle, right? Especially her having a cleanse and some blind and crowd controlling aspects. I can definitely see value there for sure. So either way, the good news is that it looks like it's gonna be a well-rounded event overall, but I just don't know who that 5th member is gonna be. But I'll get that back for you guys anyways once we're able to complete that fully and review what worked and what didn't. But in the meantime, guys, hopefully this helps you in advance of preparing, knowing in advance that this is coming up very, very soon here. And I would pay attention to Blastaar and obviously Hellfire Club if you haven't invested in them. And great investment, by the way, especially for our daily raids that are required as part of the Alliance activity. So hope this helps you guys out. Are you pumped? Are you excited? Let me know down in the comments below. Thank you for your time as always, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.